Amina's path to peace. Amina was adopted when she was just a baby. Her new family lived in a small village in Nigeria. They loved her deeply and treated her like their own daughter. Amina had a mother, a father, and two sisters. They always made her feel loved. But even with all this love, Amina sometimes wondered about her birth parents. Who were they? Where did they live? These questions stayed with her as she grew older. Amina's village was full of joy and laughter. The people were friendly and she had many friends. Her father worked as a teacher and her mother took care of the home. Her sisters Fatima and Zainab were her best friends. They played together and shared secrets. Amina loved her family, but sometimes when the village was quiet, she thought about her birth parents. Why did they leave her? Did they ever think about her? One day, when Amina was 10 years old, she asked her mother about her birth parents. Her mother looked at her with kind eyes and said, Amina, we do not know much about them, but they must have loved you very much to bring you to us. We love you, and that is what matters. Amina nodded, but inside she still wanted to know more. She wanted to find her birth parents and understand where she came from. As she grew older, her curiosity about her birth parents grew. She started asking her neighbors and family friends if they knew anything about her past. Most people didn't know, and some told her it was better to forget and focus on the life she had now. But Amina's heart still longed for answers. She began to dream of one day finding her birth family. Fatima and Zainab noticed that Amina was thinking a lot about her birth parents. One evening, they sat with her and asked, Amina, why do you want to find them? Amina looked down and said, I just want to know where I came from. Her sister smiled and hugged her. We understand, Fatima said, but remember, we are your family too. We love you just as much. Amina felt comforted by their words, but the questions in her heart remained. At school, Amina was a bright and hard-working student. She loved learning and enjoyed spending time with her friends. But sometimes, during quiet moments in class, her thoughts would drift back to her birth parents. Were they nearby? Did they also think about her? These thoughts often distracted her, but she kept them to herself, afraid her friends might not understand. One evening, Amina sat down with her parents and shared her feelings. I love you all so much, she said, but I need to know where I came from. Her father listened carefully and said, Amina, we understand your need to know. We will support you if you want to search for your birth parents, but remember that family is about love, not just blood. Amina appreciated their understanding, but felt more determined to find answers. Amina decided to begin her search. She asked her parents if there were any documents or clues about her adoption. Her mother gave her a small file with a few papers. There wasn't much information, but Amina was hopeful. She knew this journey wouldn't be easy, but she felt ready to begin. As Amina started her search, she met many people who had been adopted or knew someone who was. They shared their stories and some had found their birth families. Others hadn't, but they were at peace with it. These conversations gave Amina hope, but also made her realize that finding her birth parents might take a long time. The search for her birth parents was not easy. Amina faced many challenges. Some people didn't have answers, and others told her to stop searching. But Amina's heart was strong. She knew that even if she didn't find them, the journey would teach her something important. While Amina continued her search, her bond with her adopted family grew even stronger. She realized how much they loved her and how they had always been there for her. Her mother and father supported her search, and her sisters encouraged her to never give up. Amina felt grateful for the love she had in her life. During her journey, Amina made new friends who understood her situation. Some of them had also been adopted and were looking for their birth parents. They shared stories, laughed, and cried together. These friendships gave Amina strength and made her feel less alone in her journey. One day, after many months of searching, Amina realized something important. She had a wonderful family who loved her dearly. While her birth parents were a part of her story, they didn't define who she was. She decided to take a break from searching and focus on the life she had now. Amina began to accept that she might never find her birth parents. This acceptance brought her peace. She realized that her life was full of love, happiness, and support. Her family was everything she needed. She didn't need to know her past to have a beautiful future. As time passed, Amina felt more grateful for the family she had. She thanked her parents for all they had done for her. I may not know where I came from, but I know where I belong, Amina said to her mother one day. Her mother smiled, knowing that Amina had found peace. Amina began to focus on her future. She wanted to become a teacher just like her father. She loved helping others and felt that her journey of searching had taught her valuable lessons. She wanted to use those lessons to inspire and guide others. Amina's experience of being adopted gave her a special connection with others who had similar stories. She started volunteering at a local center that helped adopted children. She listened to their stories and offered them advice. Amina felt fulfilled knowing she could make a difference. Years passed and Amina grew into a strong, kind, and wise woman. She was surrounded by people who loved her and had a deep appreciation for her life. While her birth parents remained a mystery, Amina no longer felt sad. She was happy and thankful for the life she had. One evening, Amina sat outside her family's home and looked at the stars. She thought about her journey and how far she had come. I may never find my birth parents, she said softly, but I found something more important, a family who loves me and a heart full of peace. Amina's search for her birth parents had come to an end, but her life was just beginning. She was filled with joy, love, and hope for the future. She knew that no matter what, her family would always be with her, and that was enough for her to feel complete.